ready to play now. Put me in the game now. I came here to prove it, I'm ready to do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real, I'm feeling so ruthless. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Yeah. So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made of. Get in the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of. It's time that we stand up, it's time that we man up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up. My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to throw down, it's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart, I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening, iRacers. Welcome to the iRacing Esports Network, Apex Racing TV, here for the BSR MX5 Pro Series. I'm Alex Simpson. I'm joined by Tom Jacobs, just picking up some food, but he'll be right with us in a second. We are, of course, at this legendary circuit that is Donington, one of the all-time favourites for many drivers. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be some epic racing tonight. Just to have a quick, very fast glance at the layout as well. It's national circuit that we're doing today, so no GP extension, so that really tricky chicane with the very, very high curbs just before the start-finish line. That's where most of the overtaking will happen, and potentially into turn one as well. Slipstream not going to be massive here as well due to the short circuit nature of that short circuit. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. An absolute driver's circuit. and scarily, my iRacing just disappeared. So, don't quite know what's going on there. Hopefully it comes back in just a second. Drivers are gridding at the moment. Oh dear, what is going on? iRacing, why you do this to me?
It's okay, Alex. I've still got it. Don't worry, mate.
Yeah. Ah, but you're not providing the pictures. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to quit out the session. I have no choice. Because I'm definitely not getting anything back. I'll get loaded in. Tom, are you able to take us through the grid order while I get loaded back in?
Yeah, no worries. So Ashley Beard then takes pole position from Jack Ashton. So that's Next Night Racing 1-2. Luke Cooper in third. Marcelo Panion in fourth with Jason Cooper in fifth. Alex Cherney in sixth and Brian Holmes in seventh. Dave Hampson in eighth. Kip Stevenson ninth. And then Jamie Ayres for SimLab rounds out your top 10. Cesare Rizzo takes 11th. Behind him, Adam McNally didn't appear to have the best of qualifying in P12. He'll be looking to make his way up. First of the AMS, Lorne Murray takes P13. Behind him, Mikey Key for his old clothing. And then Abdulkir Al Amri rounds out your top 15. That's all the cars, as you can see there on the grid. I don't know whether you can see it actually. But
We're trying.
But I believe the revs do rise. We're going to try and do this off timing then. So Ashley Beard does get a decent start, but he's also coming under pressure from Jack Ashton as they all make their way down towards turn number 1 here at Donington Park this evening. And just a few technical issues for us out there. All making their way round. Doesn't appear to be anyone falling down the order as such yet. The 2 year 1 guys currently rounding out the back of the pack at the moment for year one racing. I was doing a bit of testing with them actually before this round, and they were going into it quite confident. So if you're a year 1 fan out there, the guys were relatively quick. Did a bit of a race with them out there, and they seem to have the car pretty much locked in. So, and Alex, do we have your picture back?
We do have some pictures. Woo!
Happy days. So as you can see, then the 888 car of Dave Hampson for SimLab, currently rounding their way down towards the old Dunlop Bridge. God rest its soul. But Ashley Beard leads then from Jack Ashton. Behind him, Marcelo Panion, Jason Cooper, and Luke Cooper rounds out your top 5. And Alex, everyone seems to be through cleanly for their for lap number 1.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any retirees at the bottom of the timing tower, so. Yeah, a couple, maybe something going off. Cesare Rizzo looks like he's dropping down the order. Oh, we spoke too soon, Tom.
Jamie Ayres as well.
Through the final chicane. I did say on the very initial part of the introduction, actually, that I thought it would be particularly interesting there, high curbs, where most of the overtaking was going to go on. And, of course, where most of the overtaking happens is also where most of the crashing happens.
Yeah, definitely. That last chicane can be an absolute nightmare if you ride the curbs too hard, as I found out just having a bit of fun with the MX5 earlier on in the week. You can really upset the car a tremendous amount, and really, if it starts going sideways, there isn't really much chance of saving it. And of course, you've got the disadvantage of having slowdowns through there as well. So I'll be surprised if we don't see any more incidents there this evening.
Yeah, I agree with that. This looks like a tasty battle a bit further back as they're coming up the hill. Side by side, a few cars just dart into the inside of Coppice. I think it's Coppice at the top there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure.
But yeah, great shot as they come down that back straight.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. The camera's proving to work well this evening, Alex, after your little technical hitch, as they all come down the straight then to start lap number 3. A relatively short lap here. Jack Ashton does the fastest lap with a 1:17, pretty much dead there. So he's hunting down his teammate of Ashley Beard. These two guys will obviously be working together to keep the 4 Swift Cooper Esports behind them, cars behind them, for the rest of the race, and it's going to be quite a difficult one for them, I think, Alex, because you've got Pannion, Jason Cooper, Luke Cooper and Cherney all in there, and they're all looking very, very racy this evening.
Yeah, that's a tough crowd. Don't know if you saw the little clip from the not top 10 highlights that iRacing did as well. What we need is a couple of BMWs out there. That'll take care of the job. They need to make those MX5s as wide as you can possibly get it. Hog that track, don't let them through, cover the apexes, and yeah, they might just be able to hold onto this one. Al Amri, problem for him dropping down the order off track at the moment. Let's just have a little look. Oh, it's all going on there as well. I think that was just a bit of a fight for some positions, but yeah, he lost 3-4 spots just on that. Misses the apex as well into the final chicane there, and I think he's going to lose another place here as well. So not the best of laps for Amri.
No, definitely not, and that's going to cost him dearly. He's got Plowman up the inside of him as well, and Plowman has proved his worth so far in this series. He's been very quick. Oh, we've got the number 5 car starting to go round. Sure, I think that was Mikey Keys coming to contact. He's hit the other year 1 car as well. That's Andy Maxwell falling down the order. So unfortunate for him. So all going off in the AM category at the moment, Alex, and we've got a couple of cars on the grass as well as they come off some of the corners. So Result Clothing in year 1 exchanging a bit of paint there.
I absolutely had to see what's going on in that battle. It just looked like it was going to be epic, and yeah, true enough, we had some contact there. So
yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff, and I hope you guys at home are enjoying this as much as we are. Race 1 this evening out of 4. We've got another 3 races after this one for you guys to watch at home, and I hope you do stick around for that one. Al Amri then coming under pressure at the moment from Martin Plowman. I was saying before about Martin Plowman being a really quick guy out there as one of the Swift Cooper Esports cars. I believe that was Niels Carstensen getting very much out of shape as he came out of the chicane. And I think at the moment, Alex, it's just been a case of people just making silly little mistakes, and I think that chicane, as you said at the end of the lap, is the one that's really caused it the most.
yeah, you just going a bit deep into that. The height of the curbs there really upset the car, and you just don't get the drive off the corner, and this is why you lose the places. We've just seen it with Carstensen, and then of course Al Amri the previous lap as well. So that's something that the guys will have to learn pretty quick in this first race, and make sure they absolutely nail that corner. Going to be opportunities to get spots by just nailing the line, I would think, by looking at it out there.
Yeah, from what I saw when I was testing with the year 1 guys earlier on in the week, it really is a case. And then we had Kip Stevens out there as well, and it really is a case of getting the best run that you can out of that corner and just keeping the momentum going, and just being a little bit brave to maybe hit it off the curbs quite hard. As you can see, the 2 Excite cars have done there, but as you say, you don't want to do it too much, as that is Pannion, who's off onto the grass going out wide out of that corner. That's not going to do him any favours to try and catch Ashton and Beard. So come round to start lap number... Sorry, I've lost my timing screen.
6.
Lap number 6, sorry. Yeah, coming through to start lap number 6 then. So we're already halfway through this race, ladies and gents, pretty much. And it's gone very, very quickly so far, hasn't it, Alex?
Yeah, it has flown by, and I think we always expected it to do around here. All the short circuits, the races absolutely just fly, and yeah, I'm not surprised. All the action going on. It was surprised to see the this gap that appeared in the sort of like the top 10. You can sort of see after Adam McNally, really, or just before Adam McNally. Then there's quite a jump to sort of 9th, and that's pretty much formed up from lap 1, and just slowly grown. So these guys absolutely on it today. Oh, who's dropping down the order? Stuart Dick. Oh, there's a few cars involved. But Dig is the one that's come off the worst, and yeah, he's crabbing as well. So I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
We lost Charlie Summers as well, which is isn't going to be good for him. He was one of the quickest guys out there last round, but yeah, he's got caught up in that. Obviously, didn't have. Well, he was up 12 places already. He started 38th on the grid. He's still up 12 places and up into 26th from where he started, but didn't really have the best qualifying. I'm not sure if he qualified at all, actually, in the number 36 car, but he'll be looking to come back, as we've said before, for the reverse grid and hopefully get a lucky one to make his way back up. But Panion's still hot on the heels of Jack Ashton and Ashley Beard. Ashley Beard in the number 28 car with a red roll cage, Jack Ashton with the purple roll cage in second. And Panion looking very, very racy at the moment. Has a little look round the outside there of Ashton. Obviously won't be making that move stick. But now he's coming. Jack Ashton's having to defend from Panion then in the number 40 car. On-board shot with Panion then. He's got a decent run coming off that corner as they come back down the straight under what would have been the old Dunlop Bridge, coming towards the final part of the lap, which is a tricky chicane. It's going to be difficult to try and fit 2 cars wide through here, so it's going to be last of the late breakers. Panion hard on the brakes, and Jack Ashton just manages to defend and just live to survive another day there, Alex. But some brilliant racing, a lot of respect from those two.
Yeah, that was great. I thought Panion had a great opportunity there, but Ashton very, very good on the brakes, and that kind of made it happen. And Panion actually gets a little shove from his teammate there to go, come on, get on with it, get by. But I think they need to as well, actually, because Cooper is coming under increasing pressure from Holmes as well, and we know how quick Brian is. And yeah, Brian, he wants to get towards the top 3, see if he can make it a 1, 2, 3 for Excite, and of course give his teammates a little bit of support. There's a whole host of them run wide there, and that's what lights up the timing tower with the red marker. For those that don't know, that indicates the car is currently off the circuit via its GPS position. So we don't know if it's actually getting off track, but certainly the GPS position indicates it's not on the racing surface.
Definitely, and that's one of the perks of the live timing we've got here as Nils Carstensen begins to move down the order. And he's out onto the grass. Not really too sure what happened to him. He needs to be careful with the rejoin here. He doesn't want to recreate an old BTCC race of a few years ago, if anyone saw that, with all the Seats, with all the champions out there. But he manages to get going again past one of the year 1 cars of Carl Jacquelet. I was speaking to him pre-race actually earlier on in the week, and he was saying that it's a nice track this, and it's great for the MX5, and they really get on with it. But it is really hard circuit to sort of nail and just get right lap after lap, and it's very easy to get incident points around here as well. So that's what they seem to be a little bit worried about. But I'm sure he'll be coming back for race 2. Currently chasing down Scott Malcolm, who's in 27th. Looking at James McRitchie then for Asymmetric. Another team who's coming through, and I think in a few seasons might even challenge the top boys if they can really start getting the times in. And if we look at the timer screen, Jack Ashton then still defending from Marcelo Panion, who's on the grass once again. That's going to leave him open to his teammate, although he doesn't manage to make through, does Cooper. But Brian Holmes still behind him in the 58, and it was so very close coming through there. As they come down the straight then. Go on, Alex.
Oh, I was about to say, I think Brian's got him, has he not? No, Brian did actually pick up a place there, didn't he? So he is now up a spot. So I think he got Cherney there as well, as they all had to check up somewhat. So yeah, Brian capitalising there. One more spot. What's going on with Ashton? Ashton with a slowdown, I can only assume. So just as one Excite car starts to work its way forward, another one drops back. So that's not exactly what they wanted. So easy done there. Just take too much of that inside curb and, yep, get that slowdown.
Yeah, definitely. I've done it a few times myself when racing GTEs round here. But look how committed these guys are as they get onto the grass. So it's Excite from Swift Cooper, and then it's Excite Swift Cooper again, and then the same again all the way down to 6th position. But Luke Cooper seems to be the one that's lost out a little bit here, Alex, and his teammate Jason Cooper. They were right pretty much at the front battling for the lead in 4th and 5th, and now they've lost a few places to the Excite guys. So this is all really going to come down to the wire. We're already 13 minutes into this race, and then Dave Hampson for SimLab Racing flying the flag for them, and he's their highest placed driver at the moment. But it looks to me, Alex, so far, when it's only early days, it's only race 1, but Excite and Swift Cooper Esports seem to just have that little bit of an edge.
Yeah, indeed they do. Yeah, where are the SimLab guys? Why are they so far back? It's just Well, look at Hefford here. How many places is he up? Up 23 spots. So obviously some sort of penalty that Hefford was serving. So don't rule out the SimLab boys for a good show tonight. Of course, we have got 4 races, reverse grid order. They could just be focusing on race 2 and race 4, and trying to capitalise and get some good points in 1 and 3. But right now they're racing each other, Hefford and McCarran.
It is McCarran, yeah. McCarran just behind Steve Hefford, coming round turn number 1. Then off they go down down the crane of curbs towards the old hairpin. McCarran looking very, very racy behind him, and he's all over the back of his teammate at the moment in the number 2 car. Steve Hefford, as we know, a very, very quick driver, but his driving style can be quite aggressive, as you can see as he gets sideways coming out of the old hairpin.
He must have been listening to you. Absolutely on cue, wasn't it? Perfect.
Brilliant stuff from Steve Hefford there. As we've got this pack then, so we've got Pete Van Gool currently round the outside of Martin Plowman, and that's brought Gregory Vrank, so pretty much a newcomer to this series, involved, but he's been thereabouts, pretty much in the midfield, but higher end of it. He's put in the SimLab boys under pressure now. He's got the inside line against Pete Van Gool. They go late on the brakes, turning into the chicane. He doesn't quite get the move done that time. What a great bunch of cars we've got out there, Alex.
It's a great battle. 3 of them here. He's going to overtake 3. They were all slow and had to check up through the chicane. Is he quite going to get there? I don't think he is, but he had an opportunity. He had the momentum around the outside. Is he going to take it there 3 wide? No, he's hung out to dry, and in fact, he's not careful. He's going to lose a place here to Ranks. Oh, that's that's tough around there. Like I say, he had the drive and the momentum, just couldn't quite get enough of an overlap to swing it around the outside.
No, he couldn't. But we know how racy Pete Van Gool can be. He's really
Ashton
proved
here?
his worth.
What's happened to Jack Ashton?
Down 9 places.
Yeah, exactly. What? It's just is he running low on fuel or something like that? Something's causing him, unless he just keeps getting slowdown penalties. But he's just dropped like a stone in this race. Back to the front though, as we are on the checkered flag, and it looks like Ashley Beard's going to take this one from Brian Holmes. So an Excite 1-2, nonetheless, after Ashton's problem. So great run from them. Panion not able to break the deadlock in front of him, and finishes 3rd and takes the final spot on the podium. Two Coopers, followed by Alex Cherney and Dave Hampson.
Great driving out there for that race. Absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? I think race number 1's really firmly sealed of why we all love Donington Park. I think it's one of my favourite circuits. It's Jason Ritchie just doesn't quite get Max right there for Team Auto Mech Knock Hill. But yeah, it's really solidified for me what is the perfect racetrack in the UK, and I think my favourite. And it really proves that the little MX5 does quite well around here, doesn't it, Alex?
Indeed it does. So I think this is a great circuit for some of the drivers saying, it's a little tricky and stuff like that. That's what you want,
Yeah, definitely.
When we go to these massive tracks like Spa and things like that, it's just like slipstream crazy, and all the curves are so super smooth that it just breezes over and things like that. It's it's more like a sort of NASCAR style, super speedway lottery rather than some skill. Not taking anything away from the guys that are at the front, because they are obviously very quick, but when you have this sort of circuit, it really does show up some of the best drivers. Oh, thank you.
Swift Cooper Esports just destroying each other as they come.
There's those best drivers that we were talking about.
We've both been on cue this evening, Alex. But yeah, I think going back to what you said, I think the shorter track really does. I think the MX5, in terms of its race pace and how it performs, really does prefer the shorter circuit. As we go to the results screen, then Ashley Beard for Excite Racing takes your race number 1 win. Behind him is teammate Brian Holmes, also for Excite Racing. Then it's the Swift Cooper or Onslaught. Marcelo Panion 3rd, Jason Cooper 4th, Luke Cooper in 5th, and Alex Jenny in 6th. Your leading SimLab driver in 7th for Dave Hampson. Adam McNally comes home in 8th with Kip Stevens behind him in 9th. Your AM race winner, Lorne Murray, a great result from him for Team Auto Mech Knock Hill in 10th. Jack Ashton 11th. Abdelkir Al Amri in 12th, Pete Van Gool in 13th, after nearly trying to take 3 cars around the outside into turn 1. Gregory Vranks takes 2nd position on the podium for AM in 14th overall, so that's an Auto Mech Knock Hill 1-2 in AM. Martin Plowman 15th with Steve Hefford in 16th, Nick McCarron 17th, Adam Delmont in 18th. 19th for Benjamin Mears, who takes a final podium place again for Team Auto Mech Knock Hill. So it's an Auto Mech Knock Hill 1, 2, 3 and 4 in AM, with Max Wright taking 20th overall. James McRitchie in 21st, Jeroen Ursum in 22nd, Michael Waltman 23rd with Neil Carstensen in 24th, Carl Jacquelet in 25th, Scott Malcolm 26th, and then David Ayres behind him for Result Clothing in 27th. Josh Rayfield, a newcomer to this series again, with Northern Lights Racing in 28th, behind him his teammate Billy Rose in 29th, Michael Barry's 30th, Anthony Ainsworth in 31st, Craig Jones 32nd, Stephen Cooley in 33rd, Tiger Lugo Vickery comes home in 34th with Dale Benison in 35th and Alex Perkis in 36th. 37th for Ralph Cullen, and he's your first of your non-finishers. Behind him, Rob Graham, Carl Hardy, Charlie Summers, Stuart Dick, Mikey Key, Andy Maxwell, Joe McDonald, Jamie Ayres, and Cesare Rizzo.
Right, let's get the wheel up, give it a spin, see who is going to get on that pole position. Get this next session ready.
See what we can get. I don't think. Here we go. Jeroen Ursum's here. He's in the. He's currently in the YouTube chat. Let's see what he says for us. He's going for 30th, Alex. So let's see if he can make it happen.
Well, of course, I've seen the result of the spin already, but he hasn't on YouTube. He's close, but he's no cigar, I'm afraid. It's a full -2. But yeah, we just missed it by 1 segment.
So a full -2. Hang on, just let me currently work it out. You might have to put results on screen for me now.
Yeah, I'll bring them back. So a full. So that's yeah. Rafe is not available, is he? So yeah.
Benison on pole, isn't it?
Well, actually, I think it's Tyler, isn't it? Actually, who gets it. So -2. So yeah. Alex is the full. -1 is Dale. -2 to put it to Tyler. So
Tyler Lugo Vickery then takes pole for race number 2. Stephen Cooley behind him, and Craig Jones for Result Clothing. I hope you guys have enjoyed that race, and we should be back in about 10-15 minutes time on the iRacing Esports Network for race 2 of the BSR MX5 Pro Series. Don't go away.
This is the original esport racing game.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and the iRacing Esports Network. And we're 2 for 2 with disaster. Oh, I was talking about disaster. There goes Tyler Vickery there. Yeah, with issues right at the start. My streaming PC completely lost connectivity. And yeah, so we had to switch over to our backup internet. So fortunately we have that. So we are still live here on the Esports Network for race number 2. BSR MX5 Cup here at Donington. Tom Jacobs is with me. And yeah, Tom, well, we haven't got the grids available to us, but it's been a good start.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant start for Craig Jones and both the Result Clothing boys, actually. Michael Barry doing a sterling job at defending against Anthony Ainsworth for Year 1 Racing. Josh Rayfield there for Northern Lights as well. So it's pretty much an all-AM top 6 at the moment. Martin Plowman, the highest placed pro, currently sat in P7 behind him. Niels Carstensen, as we get that cracking shot as they all come down the home straight, as I should say. I've lost my words there. As they all turn into turn 1, then having a look at Gregory Brandt in the number 9 car, currently up 4 places from the start already. So really good start from him, and he's following Alan McNally for Excite. And Alan McNally leading the way, actually, apart from Jack Ashton for Excite Racing. He's had a little look at the replay then. Rizzo up the inside of Cullinan. Oh, and he gets hit in the back by one of the Auto Mech Not Kill cars. That was the number 22 car. So that's a really big shunt for him. Could have damaged the car. But at the moment, Alex, Result Clothing having a really good run out there, and they're pulling away from Josh Rayfield. Yeah,
they are indeed. Josh is holding everybody up here. And yeah, I think those guys need to take the opportunity and disappear if they can. Because 3.15 seconds right now. That's a nice little gap, and they're all battling very, very hard behind.
They are indeed. As Ainsworth then succumbs to Plowman's pressure. Oh, and he doesn't want to upset the car too much going on the curb there. He's got his teammate in Carl Jacquelet, one of the quickest guys in AM so far. Well, I'll say one of the quickest guys that's come on in AM so far. He's been doing a really sterling job from where he started, and his experience has really shot up, I feel, as he's now currently got Scott Malcolm on the inside of him for Result Clothing. So it's Year 1 of Result Clothing and Auto Mech Not Kill, the regular guys for AM out there fighting tooth and nail to try and get as high up the AM positions as they can.
Oh,
Martin Plowman.
Blinking? I think that was Van Gaal that was blinking as well. Just that's going to make it even more tasty up there. Oh, a couple of cars together. I think that was it wasn't Max Wright, but I thought it might have been. It looked like it was. Yeah, actually, he is dropping down the order, so it was. Yeah, so Wright involved in that. Just at the old hairpin. And yeah, so who have we got? So Martin Plowman and Jack Ashton for the pros. Of course, those that aren't familiar, the blue stripe next to the name is the pro, the green is the AM. We normally expect to see race 2 and 4, the AM drivers right at the top, and yeah, Plowman and Ashton got a great opportunity to try and get a win here. Brian Holmes making some places up, somebody cut in the corner as well, one of the Cooper cars. Not sure what's going on. There's a massive pack. It's just crazy, look at it.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Where do you look? Where do I click? You know?
I know, yeah.
Direct the cameras here, and it's just like, well, there's a gaggle.
Everyone's just trying to push their way through, sometimes going even 3 or even 4 wide, as we've seen in this series, into some corners that you wouldn't really want to even go too wide in. So yeah, the guys out there being very brave, as you see them all coming up toward about halfway through the lap now. They've just finished coming down the corner curves and then back up the hill once again. As you can see there, Scott Malcolm coming under pressure from Cherney. Cherney, really, wow, what a run he got through there, up the inside of Scott Malcolm. This is a tricky corner to get right because it's completely blind as you come up the hill, and Cherney makes it look easy going past Scott Malcolm. That's one of the Year 1 cars.
Year 1, yeah, it was Anthony Ainsworth. That, he's got no momentum as we're still up on board in the blimp. As we look down, as they all brake heavily into. Look at that as well. Oh, think that was Nick McCarron, was it? Just cutting the inside there. He was just like, well, where do I go? What do I do? And yeah, had no choice. Gets himself a slowdown penalty for it. But, gosh.
They're nearly 4 wide again then, coming into turn number 1. And the guy's really showing some bravery out there. Gregory Ranks very wide, gets the car nice and sideways on the grass. That'll make for a scorching picture for... He does the old photographs after this one, looking back towards them. We've got the Cooper boys as well, all fighting tooth and nail. Brian Holmes in there. Brian Holmes got damage at the moment as he defends from Charlie Summers. This is the battle for 14th. But I'm sure those guys will be getting up quite a bit higher than that towards the end of the race. Currently on lap number 5 of 12. As Josh Rayfield still defending from Martin Plowman, Alex. And Martin Plowman can't seem to find a way past. But they seem to have caught Michael Barry now. But Craig Jones just absolutely storming away with it.
Yeah, what a great run from Jones. I say out front, there he is. Just doing that. I mean, lap times are absolutely on point. He keeps edging away. So... he's half the race down. He might be able to hold on to this one. I don't want to curse him too much, but yeah, just keep doing what you're doing out there. Hit your marks, mate. You got a possible win. As Plowman has a look up the inside into turn 1 on Rayfield, and I think this time he's got it done. Although Rayfield does get a particularly good exit out of there and gets the slipstream off the car ahead, maybe able to fight back into the old hairpin, and door gets shut. Oh, Plowman having a look around the outside. So, cheeky little pass perhaps here, and actually gets a much, much better run. Through the middle though, Rayfield sending it like a boss.
Absolutely brilliant stuff from Rayfield. He's a newcomer to the series. I've raced him a few times. He's actually an ex-teammate of mine, so I know his capabilities, and he's really defending well at the moment. He's got, who's he got behind him? So Josh Rayfield, currently Jack Ashton and Martin Plowman defending from them. Ashton appears to be through though, but he's not letting Plowman. We've got one of the result clothing cars around. That's Michael Barry. Michael Barry ends up spinning, so he's out of this battle now, but Plowman's still having a look up the inside of Rayfield. Can he get him in the slipstream? The young AM driver, I believe he's only about 15 years of age, defending hard against Martin Plowman now. Plowman still can't find a way through, and that's brought Carl Jacquelet into play as well. So what an absolutely fantastic battle we've got out there here at Donington Park for race 2. I hope you're enjoying it at home as much as we are, as Rayfield's having a look on the outside of Jack Ashton, the pro Excite driver as well, and it's caused Plowman to now come under pressure from Anthony Ainsworth, Alex. It's all going off everywhere.
Yeah, and a horrible, horrible exit there from Ashton. So he's right under the pressure now. We'll just go for it here. He has a little look, pokes his nose out, but decides not to go for it at this point. No. This is a massive gaggle behind these guys as well. I'm looking at it on my timing screen. Tell you what, I'll pull the intervals up. Just look at that from Cherney back. That is just insane.
You don't get that in Formula 1, do you?
No.
Definitely don't. So still on board with Josh Rayfield then, and he really is. He's not letting Ashton get away. I'd have thought by this point Ashton would have been about half a second up the road, but he's not. Rayfield still stuck in the slipstream of Jack Ashton then. Martin Plowman behind him. Carl Jacquelet having a brilliant race as well. Currently sat in P5 for year 1. As Josh Rayfield comes through the chicane then. Really nice, although Plowman did appear to get the better run on him as they come towards turn 1 then. This is a fight for P3 for the last podium position. Plowman's up the inside. Surely he's going to go through this time. Josh Rayfield on the outside. Plowman late on the brakes. Manages to stick it through. He's got ahead at this point. But will Rayfield get a good run again? He's pushed the car out wide. Not as good a run as he did last time. So Plowman up into P number 3 then, Alex. But for a second there, that was absolutely brilliant racing and some of the best stuff I think I've seen from this series so far.
Yeah, fantastic. And just went in a little deep. We've seen that, and I said that in the last race, didn't I? That's the corner you just haven't got to overcook. And that's exactly what Rayfield did. Just perhaps he's a little bit of inexperience in the car, just coming out there. But he is fighting back now. Trying to go around the outside of McLean's. Yes, I'm sure it's McLean's. Should bring a track map up here, but you know, I like to test myself.
It's okay. I'm absolutely used with corner names as well. Oh, as Plowman's gone out wide.
Rayfield takes
And
it back, and so does Yacolet as well. So the AMs fighting back. They want the official podium, not just their class podium.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
a
the
little bit
AMs
deep again for Rayfield, and has to have a major correction. So all of a sudden, Carl Yacolet now going through around the outside. He's got the momentum. Will Rayfield be able to fight this into turn one? Of course, this is for second in class as well as third overall.
doesn't appear he can on this occasion. Carl Yacolet currently moves up into P3, then Rayfield right behind him, flying the flag for Northern Lights Racing this evening. They're going to be absolutely chuffed with this one. They brought the young driver on board with their team. As I said, I've raced Josh quite a few times in the World GT Championship. You can also see it here on the iRacing Esports Network as well. And he's also a former teammate of mine, so I know how quick he can be. But he's now coming under pressure from Plowman and Cherney. As we look back, and that's Brian Holmes off, and I believe that's at the old hairpin, Alex, and I don't really know what he's managed to do there.
No, I'm going to see if I can find out exactly what went on. Oh, well. He's
Reverse
gone off.
entry.
Here we go. We'll get this back. Not long of a race left to go, of course. With one of the Cooper cars. Oh, it just gets into the rear and around. The only thing with this little MX5, it's susceptible to that, isn't it? Oh, 3 wide going into the final chicane. Emery comes out on top, and all of a sudden we have a lead. Out for the lead. Where did that happen? That happened with a string of 1 minute 18 laps from Jack Ashton, 119.6 from Craig Jones. I thought he was good. 2 laps to go. Just needs to stay with him here. He's at least guaranteed an AM win. Unfortunately, it won't be the overall win, but you never know. Could see a mistake from Ashton. Don't know what happened to Ashton in the first race, but he suddenly dropped back with a few laps to go.
It's been damaging for him, hasn't it? I think that last chicane has really been upsetting Ashton so far. I think it was probably slowdowns more than a car issue that caused that. But Craig Jones then still sticking with him. He's not letting him go here, as they're still all fighting behind. Yacolet still bravely holding on to that third place from Plowman and Cherney, as Cherney moves up into P4 on your timing screen. Up the inside of Plowman, but Plowman's fighting back once again, and Rayfield is still with them. What a great drive he's having, but now it's bringing Van Gool into it as well, with only 2 laps to go. So let's see what the guys can do here then, down into the final chicane, and they're just bouncing them off the curbs as hard as they possibly can. And it's made for some brilliant racing for race 2, and I hope that the next 2 races are exactly the same. Ashton does a 1:18.645. Jones around a second slower than him on that lap there, but if Jones can keep going, he should be good here, Alex, I think, for the AM race win.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we like to see these AMs on the very top step of the official and the overall class, don't we? But actually, where it counts really is they get their podium credits and things like that. None no different from winning the category class. So yeah, it's every bit as impressive win for Craig Jones here. Well, I don't want to do that. He's got a lap and a half to go, but you know what I mean. And actually,
we don't
I have to be careful because
him.
he was 5 seconds ahead of Carl Yacolet a few laps ago, and he's now only 1.4. So I don't know if he has some issues, like maybe fuel again. Maybe these guys are just short fueling, because that gap is coming down rapidly. Oh, what is going on? Oh, that's right. I thought for a minute it was Ashton. So Ashton was on a heard squealing tyres, and I thought, oh no.
Appears to be one of the back markers. As I can see on my timer screen quickly, Benjamin Mearsaw is also falling down the order, and it's saying he's out as well. So I'm not sure what's happened to him there, as Cherney up the inside of Yacolet for third. Yacolet fights back then on the outside. Martin Plowman going out very wide as well. That'll be another incident point for him that he won't have wanted. Coming down the crane of curves, Cherney all over the back of Yacolet now, and he's just got to defend for one more lap from Alex Cherney, who we know how quick he is as well. I mean, look at the car he's driving. Swift Cooper Esports, possibly one of the, if not the best team out there for this season.
Jones is slow. Jones is very slow. Like, they're
He
just flying up behind him now. So Yacolet could get the class win here as well. needs to, like you say, he needs to defend from Alex, but he also needs to be aggressive with Craig here. This is the final lap of the race, of course. Oh, Plowman sneaking up the inside of Cherney. Different lines then as they exit Coppice. I don't think Yacolet's got enough. He was far too busy with what was going on. No, he has got enough because Jones isn't going to make it to the... gets out of it completely. So definitely it's definitely a fuel issue. Oh, Yacolet! Just a bit deep. Cherney's going to get second overall, but it is a class win. Sorry, Jack, for taking the win there as well. Great drive. Cherney in second. Class winner for Carl Yacolet. Jones holds on for a podium, so still got some podium credits there. And Martin Plowman third in pro. Peter Van Gaal, Charlie Summers, and Josh Rayfield with an impressive podium in a debut meeting for him.
Yeah, definitely. Great meeting for Josh. As I said, Northern Lights Racing will be happy that they've signed him. Looking a bit further back then, Max Wright comes across the line in 19th, just ahead of Nick McCarron. So it all went on in that one, didn't it? A great win from Jack Ashton. I think those 1 minute 18 lap times that he started punching in really did help him, and he knew when he needed to turn the wick and turn everything else up a little bit, and he definitely performed there, Alex. And so I think it's a well-deserved win from him.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel a little gutted for Craig Jones because actually he definitely had the pace. So 1:21 on the final lap, car just absolutely nothing. On click extra fuel. See, it's all fine when you're in the pack, isn't it, through the race? Save all that fuel, but when you're out on your own, which I don't think he expected to be, just burnt that little bit of extra fuel. Well, I'm assuming that's what it was. Could have been hardware failure for all we know, Loss of force feedback or anything, but he was slow on a straight line, so it has to be really fuel, from my opinion. Oh, as Ashton styles out that little moment there.
Brilliant stuff from him.
That's the only way to describe that.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got to be done, isn't it? As we bring up your race results, then Jack Ashton with a well-deserved win for Excite Racing finishes ahead of Alex Cherney for Swift Cooper Esports in second. Carl Yacolet is your AM race winner after a really sterling drive from him from Year One Racing, and Craig Jones finishes fourth overall and second in AM after he was so far ahead. And I think we believe in the comms box it was a fuel issue for him. Martin Plowman rounds out the pro podium then in fifth. Pete Van Gaal in sixth with Charlie Summers in seventh. Josh Rayfield rounds out the AM podium for Northern Lights Racing. They'll be very pleased with that one. In eighth, Abdulkir Al Amri in ninth. Marcelo Panion in 10th. Jason Cooper in 11th. With Nils Carstensen in 12th. Ashley Beard in 13th. And Adam McNally in 14th. Luke Cooper in 15th. And Dave Hampson in 16th. Scott Malcolm comes in 17th for Result Clothing, with Jeroen Urson behind him, our resident spinny wheel man. And then in 19th, we've got Max Wright, Nick McCarron in 20th, 21st, Kip Stevens. Zari Rizzo finishes in 22nd, Law Murray in 23rd, Jamie Ayres in 24th, with Gregory Vranks in 25th, Michael Wortman in 26th, with Mikey Key in 27th. Behind him, Carl Hardy for Result Clothing again in 28th, Alan Delmont in 29th, Brian Holmes didn't have the best of races, all the way down in 30th. Anthony Ainsworth in 31st, James McRitchie 32nd, with Alex Perkis behind him, another Northern Lights racing car in 33rd. Steve Hefford having a bit of a nightmare evening out there at the moment is Steve in 34th, Joe McDonald in 35th, Dale Bennison in 36th for Year One Racing. 37th was Stephen Cooley, Billy Rose finished 38th, Michael Barry 39th, David Ayres in 40th. And your non-finishers were Benjamin Mears, Stuart Dick, Rob Graham, Ralph Cullinan, Andy Maxwell, and Tiger Lugo Vickery.
Yeah, Tyler obviously on the pole, losing it very early on. Right, get the wheel up ready for time tonight. Give it a spin. Do we need to give the guys a little second to place your bets now?
Just seeing Craig Jones quickly, Alex, on chat just said he got a slow down, so that's what upset him.
Slow down. Oh. It just seemed like he was slow for a few laps, So, so. You shouldn't have told us, Craig. You should have just said, yeah, that's fuel.
Jeroen Urson goes for 15 on the spinning wheel then.
Ooh, he's going small. Anyone else for anyone else? Place your bet. Of course, this isn't a gambling show. Just in case anyone's watching. Right. We give it a spin. Well, Sorry, Ro. No, like you couldn't get any further away this time as well. Completely the opposite side of the board. 50th is the number, so that is basically just going to be a full. So let's see who was the person. One lap down. Billy Rose, 38th, will be on
Billy
the pole
Rose
position.
takes pole then. Billy Rose takes pole then for Northern Lights Racing from Stephen Cooley behind him in second place for year one. So it's all going to heat up for race number 3 this evening on the iRacing Esports Network. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes time for race number 3 of the evening for the BSR MX5 Pro Series.
Hold up. You guys watching Twitch and guessing we're not having that anymore. So I will cut the feed to Twitch if we need to play that game. So you little cheeky so-and-sos. Anyway, yes, we will be back ever so soon. Give us 10 minutes time. Get the guys ready for this next session up. And yeah, we'll be back for race number 3. See you in a sec. Well, the third time is a charm. We're hoping, we are praying that something's not going to go wrong this time. We're going to see the start of this race. Alex Simpson back with Tom Jacobs here for race number 3 of the BSR MX5 Pro Series on the iRacing Esports Network, presented to you by Apex Racing TV. 2 fantastic races so far, Tom. We're looking forward to race number 3. And yeah, glitch-free with a bit of luck.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have any technical issues. Welcome back, everybody in the chat, and all you guys that are watching at home as well. A little bit cooler for the guys out there at the moment. A lot more cloud cover, so that should be interesting for them. Hopefully they all get their fuel mixes right and don't get too many slowdowns in race number 3. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one, Alex.
A little bit more overcast. I'll just bring up that info a minute. As isn't with us, he's poorly boy today. Tonight. I think that's what I was trying to say. But yeah, overcast, 18 degrees. So yeah, that's plenty of grip out there. Tyres shouldn't go off, but yeah, just not quite got the conditions to worry about that they might have done in the last one. So yeah, interesting. Absolutely, just go for it. I think for the guys out there. Billy Rose on the pole position. Then let's have a quick look at the top 12. Steve Cooley, Dale Bennison, Joe McDonald, Steve Hefford going for race number 3, Perkins. And then it's McRitchie, Ainsworth, Holmes, Delmont, Hardy, Key. They are getting ready. We are going to the grid. Good start there for Rose. No issues. Actually, everybody pretty even start as they head in towards turn 1. Hefford sending one straight in, moves himself up 3 spots already. That's impressive. Bennison is dropping down this order like an absolute missile. There he is, I think, to the inside of turn 1. Yeah, so not the start he wanted, but an absolute flyer for Steve Hefford there, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. You just saw him just absolutely send it down the inside. And he's moved himself up into second place already at the back of Billy Rose, the Northern Lights Racing driver, now having to defend from Hefford, Joe McDonald, Brian Holmes in there as well as James McRitchie. So that's going to be an interesting battle once those guys will, I'm sure, probably make their way through. Brian Holmes goes for the lunge up into peak number 3, so he's got the podium place, tucks in behind Steve Hefford, coming down to finish their first lap already. Then let's see if Brian Holmes does go for a move. I don't think he will. He's already on the brakes very early. Just follows Steve Hefford through, bounces the car off the curbs, and he got a great run out of there, did Brian Holmes. So he's all over the back of Hefford now. Billy Rose having to defend. Brian Holmes moves to the outside. They're pretty much 3 wide going into turn number 1. Will Billy Rose defend hard? I think Hefford's gone very late on the brakes. Billy Rose still on the inside, but Steve Hefford ultimately takes it round the outside then as they come down the crane of curves. Brian Holmes, as he moves up into second position behind Steve Hefford, he did get the slipstream. And Billy Rose now coming under pressure from Joe McDonald, Alex.
Yeah, he's kind of hung out there, isn't he? He's offline and everybody's just sort of following with the slipstream. And he's got nowhere to go. Poor Billy. But yeah, what a fantastic move round the outside for Hefford. It looked like he went in a little bit deep, but actually he had the perfect line around turn 1, was able to carry that momentum, and now he's clear. I'm not sure he's going to break away from Holmes. That's going to be a good battle to watch throughout, but this is pretty epic right now. That's Adam Delmont now and Joe McDonald side by side. Bennison unfortunately crashing again on the timing screen. We can see him dropping down. Not good. But yeah, fantastic. This little group as well breaking away. Rizzo. Let's hope Rizzo can finish as well, because he's had 2 absolute shockers so far in this meeting and he needs a good race right now.
Definitely does Cesare Rizzo. He's always been thereabouts as Rizzo, and he's always been he's been around the season for quite a while now, but it just seems that he always ends up in some sort of incident. when he's running all right. So I'm not going to commentate as curse him. I'm going to cross my fingers for him and hope he does get a good finish here. As we look at Max Wright then, who follows Lord Murray and Ranks as well, coming up towards the old hairpin. A really tricky corner to get right, that one. You think you've hit the brakes in enough time, and it turns out you haven't, and then you're going really, really wide. As Perkis gets nice and sideways as he tries to battle Max Wright, looking a bit further back though. Plowman, Van Gool and McCarran all battling it out for currently for P19 actually, behind Anthony Ainsworth, and then behind them we've got Cooper as well, who's got damage at the moment. And gotta say, Cooper's not been having the best of runs at the moment as Luke Cooper. Alex, he was on fire last season, but he just seems to be getting caught up in a few incidents out there.
Yeah, and that can be the way it can go with these big grid races. You know, they're just sprint races. Everybody determined to move themselves forward as quickly as possible. Half of this, the key to success in this series is to get, 4 finishes every night. That's going to move you to the gradually towards the top. And yeah, like you say, just struggled to keep it clean or been involved in incidents that not necessarily his fault. Delmont's flying at the moment. Fastest sector 2 time that last lap, and yeah, he's catching up to Hefford and Holmes here as well. Holmes not really battling at all yet with Hefford, but I think that's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. I think it'll be biding his time to wait for the prime opportunity to come past. Probably towards the end of the race, I should imagine. He's going to try and use that time as he would have gone under the old Dunlop Bridge if it was still there, to take the race lead, but it didn't pay off for him against Panion when we were at Barber, I believe. I think it was Barber. He tried to do that and it didn't quite work out for him, but we're looking a bit further back then. Rose currently sat in P5 with Joe McDonald for the Excite Racing Academies. We go 3 wide then into the chicane. Oh, the McCarran. Sorry, no, that's McRitchie, pushes the asymmetric car out nice and wide. And they're still battling each other, but Carl Hardy seems to have backed off a little bit to let Cesare Rizzo and James McRitchie through now, as Hefford's still coming under pressure, but Brian Holmes has got a very good run coming off of turn number 1. Delmont, as you say, Alex, is still absolutely flying out there, setting personal bests in quite a few of the sectors and going fastest as well, and I think he's just following his teammate through at the moment. It's got to be a little bit daunting, I think, for Steve Hefford, isn't it, because he's got 2 teammates directly behind him.
Yeah, I think, while he's got the lead, of course, it's okay, but if he ever falls behind those 2, that's where it becomes very, very tricky. He always needs to make sure he stays in the middle, because they can just sort of play off each other, and where he'll attack one, they can just move, the lead car can move to the right or the left and obviously help his teammate out with a bit of extra slipstream and things like that. So, yeah, he'll need to make sure, at very least, he splits these guys so that he can attack whoever gets past him again. And of course, Delmont having a look, he wants to follow his teammate through this time, and I think he's going to do exactly that. That's the last thing that Hefford wanted, and he's got an awful run, and actually his teammate Ayres might get him here, or maybe he'll just give him a little push back into engage in this battle.
Yeah, that's not what Hefford would have wanted at all. So it's an Excite 1-2 once again. And Hefford's really going to have to get the toe down now, because Brian Holmes is starting to sprint away. He's got 8 tenths already on his teammate Adam Delmont. So Delmont is now going to become the Valtteri Bottas and become the rear gunner for Brian Holmes to try and keep these 2 SimLab guys away. Ayres, though, looking very racy indeed. I don't know, he's not been race 1 and 2. We haven't spoken about him too much, Alex, but the number 5 car there, he's up 11 places from the start. And he's all over the back of Steve Hefford at the moment, and Hefford just slowly falling off the back of the 2 Excite cars now. And Jamie Ayres has even got damage on the rear of the car, although I don't think it'll be affecting him too much. But yeah, they're really going to have to work together to try and catch back up to the Excite guys.
I just wonder if perhaps Hefford isn't getting the there must be a ginormous, there we go, that's what I'm trying to think of, crash out there, because there is monumental, that was what I was going to say, because just the timing screen was just lit up there with people dropping down the order, and we've just seen the aftermath of it there, loads of people off track. So let's see if we can see what that was, where that's... Oh, look at that. That's right in the middle of it. Oh. Barry involved in it, I think. No, that's a separate incident. Or was he avoiding it? It's probably avoiding it. Oh, no, it was completely separate. On his own. Saw it coming up, I think. Max Wright rejoining. Oh, gosh. Yeah, so crazy. Going on that right. Unfortunately, I can't quite see exactly where that started, but let's jump back to this lead battle. The second little gaggle actually is quite nice. That's from sort of 6th place. So that's Billy Rose, who's leading AM right now. He's got Cole Hardy behind him, who's also 2nd in AM, and Joe McDonald rounds out your podium in AM. So yeah, good little battle here. And actually, Gregory Vanks has just overtaken Cesaro Rizzo to move himself. Well, he had, and now he's at the back of this little trio. They're 3 wide.
He's also
that would put him
in there as well.
Yeah, that would have put him right on the back of the sort of the sort of fight for the win. So he needs to either get rid of these pros or let them sort of draft him up towards the other guys there.
Yeah, he definitely does. He needs to use the case of having Rizzo in front of him to his advantage, I think, and just try and tuck into the slipstream as much as he can. Obviously, the Rose, Hardy, McDonald in front are all going to have slipstreams off each other as well, so it's going to be difficult, I think, for Ranks to try and get past Rizzo, because we know Rizzo's not the easiest of people to pass out there. And he's currently stuck in a SimLab and Excite sandwich as well, as McNally has a little look up the inside of him then. Frank's going out very, very wide there. That's an interesting line to take. And McNally just goes straight on through. So I don't know whether Franks is dropping back already by 4/10, Alex. I don't know whether that was a slowdown or just, as you say, letting the pro guys go there.
Yeah, possibly. I think... We're lap 8. He's got 4 more laps to try and get towards these guys here, who are starting to battle pretty hard, I have to say, for this AM win now. So McDonald up the inside of Hardy does get the move complete as well. So he's got 1.2 seconds to catch up to Billy Rose in the final 3 or so laps. So race is on for this win, and Frank's battling hard still out there, and that's Jason Cooper that's actually just gone through on him.
Just want to make a quick point. Carl Hardy had a pretty terrible lap there. He did a 1:21.6, so it was way off the pace. So I imagine he's had either a slowdown, what would appear to probably be a slowdown on that lap. But he's now ahead of Cooper then. Ranks is in there as well, so this is starting to become quite a nice little gaggle as Cooper's up the inside, but now he's on the outside for the next corner. Will Cooper go round the outside of Hardy? I think he probably will. Coming back up the hill onto a blind corner. Hardy still up the inside, but no, Cooper does make it stick. And now Ranks is going to go round the outside of Hardy as well, it looks like. So Hardy looking a little bit slow out there at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, like you say, possible slowdown. Ranks maybe around the outside. This will be for the final spot on the podium in AM. Cuts back, looking to get a much better exit, and does. It's a phenomenal exit as well. So yeah, Hardy dropping spots, and Ranks, thank you very much, picks up that 3rd place in AM. And yeah, good move. And actually, he's not too far behind. Oh, what is going on there? Who's slow?
It's one of the year 1 cars going out of pit lane.
That's okay, that's fine. So only 7/10 from Joe McDonald now. So Frank's sensing there might be an opportunity for 2nd place. So actually Kip Stevens gets himself in between him and Joe McDonald now. But yeah, Kip, like silent assassin, just slowly does his thing, doesn't he, out there, and works his way up the field.
Yeah, he's very quiet out there, isn't he? We don't normally mention Kip or Ellis Stevens too much when he's out there, but he's always been pretty much near the front. He's a very quick driver, He was part of my little test race actually earlier on in the week, and he was unbelievably fast after and then the last chicane he managed to wreck him and the other 2 Year 1 cars as well and take them with him. So, which had to be the win. So that was a commentator's win for us there, Alex, out with the MX5 boys in the week.
That's Adam McNally just putting a move on Billy Rose. McNally moves himself up to 6 overall. What's going on at the very front? Because we've just got a couple of laps to go. Are the SimLab guys going to get back to these Excite Racing boys here? I'm not sure. So Hefford starting to wind it up a little bit, but using all the track and then some through the old hairpin. I think it's go time for Hefford. He can't afford to stay behind Delmont for another lap. Well, of course he won't, because that'll be the end of lap 12, but you know what I mean? He needs to get through now if he's going to have any chance of trying to be able to pull some sort of move off on Brian on the final corner of the race here. Carterson dropping down the order as well. Some problem for him.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very, very difficult for Hefford to try and get past the 2 Excite guys as we're on board with him now then in the number 72 car. Oh, that was very wide though from Delmont. This has brought Hefford back into play, isn't it? Coming on to the final lap then, he's got the outside line on Delmont. Going into turn number 1, hard on the brakes. He's going to have to pull something really out of the back here to try and get past him though. Although it would have majorly helped him. He's gone far too wide. And that's upset him, but he's still just ahead of Delmont. Although Delmont does get it back again on the timing screens. Coming down the crane of curbs. Can Hefford take it again? This is going to be interesting going into the old hairpin. And he does just round the outside, just makes it stick. That's put Jamie Ayres into play as well. What brilliant racing. Jamie Ayres follows his teammate through into 3rd place from Delmont. Delmont will be kicking himself, and that's all down to when he got that slow run off of the chicane at the end of the lap. Sorry, Hefford goes back out wide onto the dirt, but keeps the momentum going. Ayres now coming back under pressure from Delmont. Delmont's up the inside of Ayres now. So they're really fighting tooth and nail as they come down towards what would have been, as I said once again, the old Dunlop Bridge. But Brian Holmes out in front, goes through the chicane for the final time. But it looks like Delmont just might get Hefford on the end, and Hefford's got a very slow run off the old chicane. And he does manage to take it, Delmont, to make it an Excite 1-2. Ayres takes 3rd, and Hefford in 4th. What a fantastic final lap that was, Alex.
Lick the stamp and send it, son. That is what Delmont thought there. Absolutely nailed it. Perfect bounce. I want to see that move back on a replay. Sorry to everybody else that's coming through that are still very close, because there is some good battles out there. Just quickly bring them back. I'm going to see that one back, because he absolutely flew that car in there. So, epic move. On board we go, I reckon. This is where we need to see it. Of course, Hefford, yeah, I don't know where Hefford was going, but yeah, it didn't slow up his teammate, and just great line there from Delmont. Got a great run and was able to, because he didn't even really have the slipstream here as well, because just ahead was Ayres. Oh, he went in a bit deep, didn't he, Hefford? Oh, look at that! That is a great move. But yeah. Top draw, take a bow.
Brilliant racing that. Really thoroughly enjoyed that one, and I hope you guys did at home as well. Wow. What a final podium that was, and I hope we get some more of that in the final race of the evening. But let's just do your results then from race number 3. Brian Holmes takes Excite Racing's another win for them, actually. Behind him, Adam Delmont in 2nd. Jamie Ayres brings it home in 3rd. Behind him, Steve Hefford in 4th. James McRitchie in 5th. And then Adam Manali in 6th for Excite Racing as well. So a good all-round meeting for them. Jason Cooper in 7th. And then your AM-Race winner, Billy Rose, in 8th. Managed to hold on in the end and not succumb to Joe McDonald's increasing pressure. Sorry, I've just dropped something off my rig there. Do apologise. Pete Van Gool finishes 10th. Kip Stevens in 11th. Nick McCarron in 12th. Gregory Franks in 13th. And rounds out your podium then. Carl Hardy in 14th with Jack Ashton in 15th. Ralph Cullinan in 16th. Craig Jones in 17th, Martin Plowman in 18th. Then looking a little bit further down the order, 19th was Stuart Dick for Asymmetric. Ashley Beard comes home in 20th. Alex Cherney in 21st. Michael Waltman in 22nd. Behind him, Nils Carstensen, another Swift Cube Esports car, in 23rd. Dave Hampson in 24th, with Benjamin Mears in 25th. Josh Rayfield, after that great drive in race number 2, finally brings it home in 26th. Carl Jackalette in 27th. Anthony Ainsworth in 28th. Charlie Summers not having the best of meetings this evening. Neither is his teammate Luke Cooper. They're both 29th and 30th respectively. Mikey Key comes home in 31st. Michael Barry in 32nd. Dale Bennison and Stephen Cooley for Year 1 raced in 33rd and 34th. Scott Malcolm behind them in 35th. Cesare Rizzo, so he did commentators curse him there, Alex. Does come home in 36th in the end. So he'll be bitterly disappointed with that one. And then we should have our non-finishers on the next part. There we go. Rob Graham in 37th, with David Ayres in 38th. In your non-finishers, Andy Maxwell, Marcelo Panion, that's a big one to fall off. Alex Perkis, Max Wright, Lorne Murray, Jeroen Ursum, Tyler Lugo Vickery, and Abdulkir Al Amri.
Right, straight to the wheel. Get it in. Right, you cheating little scumbags. Place your bet now. Your own's in there nice and early, you see. No Twitch feed for him. Anyone for anyone else? Or am I going to just give it a spin? Well, no more coming in, so, right. Anything at this point on... And of course, this is 30 seconds, so, yeah, delayed. Yeah, I'm not going to count them. Right, here we go. Pretty sizable one. It's full -4.
Full -4 then should take us to... We go up one page, Alex. I think we... Oh, there we go. So that should take us to Scott Malcolm, I believe, takes pole, ahead of Stephen Cooley, Dale Bennison, and Michael Barry. So that should be an interesting final race of the evening here on Apex Racing TV and the iRacing Esports Network as well. We should be back in about 10-15 minutes time for race number 4. And I hope you'll join us back here for the last race of the BSR MX5 Pro Series. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and the iRacing Esports Network. This is the final race of the evening here on the BSR MX5 Porsche Pro Series. Myself, Alex Simpson, Tom Jacobs with you for this final race. Tom, take us away, top 12 of the grid, please.
Stephen Cooley takes pole then for year one racing. Behind him his teammate Dale Bennison. Michael Barry lines up in third, and his teammate behind him, Mikey Key, in fourth. Luke Cooper in fifth. Charlie Summers in sixth. Anthony Ainsworth in seventh, another year one guy. Carl Jacquelet, another year one car, actually, in eighth. Josh Rayfield, the young newcomer, lines up in ninth. Benjamin Mears in 10th. Dave Hampson 11th, and rounding out your top 12 is Nils Carstensen.
Right, revs are building here then for the final time this evening. Oh, plumes of smoke. It's always a bit strange, isn't it? The night lighting. Everything just looks so dark. Who is that on the grass looking super eager going into turn one? Decides to duck out of it, although does get into the Cooper car. And someone on is doing a little bit of grass trekking on the inside there. I think that might be Mikey Key. He's just rejoined the circuit there. But yeah, Charlie Summers gets a good start, moves himself into second. Cooley there though, held on to that one. Oh, there's someone spinning in the background. There's cars everywhere. Lots of people up and down the... Who is that to the right? Just like, it's a new racetrack round here.
It's always race 4, isn't it? It's always race 4 for the carnage.
Without a shadow of a doubt. So let's zoom out a little bit. I feel we need to see a little bit more what's going on here. So, oh, look at that! That's crazy. That's what you get with these massive grids. I mean, 45 cars out there tonight, everybody. I mean, it's been epic turnout, and numbers just keep increasing in this series, which is great to see. Steve Cooley, oh, I think he's done. Yep, retired back to the pits, I feel. Ah, that's unfortunate. So, Charlie Summers then takes up the lead. Carl Jacquelet in second, up 6 spots. Luke Cooper, followed by Mick Barry, Josh Rayfield, and then Dale Bennison, who had a couple of spins early on in the last race. Alex Cherney just putting a move on him right now. And I think that's another Cooper car going for it. It looks like Bennison's just driving to get out of the way right now. Can be the way for some of the... Yeah, it can be that for some of the AMs, though, isn't it? It's just trying not to get hit and don't want to... don't do involved in anything. Of course, he was involved in a few things in the last one, but actually, I think if you just drive your line, the quick guys usually find their way around you.
Yeah, I think you can come into that when you get like, I mean, it's more prominent in stuff like ILMS with the, you know, with the LMP and GTE cars, where if you just stick to your line, if you're in a GT or the LMP, you'll find its way around. And I think you get a bit of that here, as you say, if you're an AM driver. I think if you just stick to your line, and just the pro guys will normally just find their way through. Unless obviously you get a repeat of race 2, where most of the AM drivers held off to the pros until about only 2 laps to go, as everyone streams through the old chicane then, the final chicane, sorry, not the old chicane, and crosses the line. Lap number 3, Summers still leading from Jacquelet, although Luke Cooper is coming up very fast at the moment. He's the fastest man out on track with a 1:17.3. So Alex, as predicted, with the colder temperatures at night, the lap times are tumbling down.
Yeah, very quick. We were 18s, weren't we? Race number 2, so we definitely found about a second so far out there. So yeah, strong pace. Jack Ashton up 13 spots already. He's been very quick tonight. It's been. Yeah, I think if he hadn't have had these issues in race 1, definitely would have had top point scoring of the evening, if he doesn't have it anyway.
Yeah, he's been going very well, isn't he?
That's another one as well, as he just puts himself past Niles Carsten. Got Alex Cherney up ahead of him, and then Michael Barry as well. Barry, of course, was looking fairly strong in the last race for a good portion of it, and then just dropped back all of a sudden. must have had a few more incidents that perhaps we didn't see on camera, Dom, because yeah, he's actually lost a place so far in this race. So yeah, something must have gone on. Goes in a little bit deep into turn 1, tries to defend the move from Cherney, gets a good exit. So does Alex. Through the Craner curves, and Cherney gonna have the best run, but he's gonna have to go round the outside of the old hairpin. Oh, and Barry just gets a little
Nick Barry's
from
round.
behind. It was the slightest of touches, but it was enough just to get the rear just a little bit loose. I'm not sure who it was who was behind him at the time, but unfortunately, yeah, it was contact from behind that sent him spinning. Unfortunately, that will probably get looked at with the race officials.
Not sure who it was behind him. I think it was one of the Excite cars, whoever it was. But we've got a nice little gaggle of cars here, haven't we? Carstensen fighting and having to defend from Ashton and Plowman for 5th place then, and try and keep on the back of Cherney at the same time. Gets the car a little bit out of shape coming through the chicane. Down the start-finish straight.
Sometimes he can be absolutely on it, raw pace, as they're 4 wide in the background and someone's just on the grass. We need to have a little look at that. That was Mias in the Automech Not Kill car. Goes on the grass, gets walloped. That's Rayfield into him, and yeah, I have to say, I think there's probably a little bit of karma in what happened there, because I don't feel you should be pulling a move off on the grass just to get it kind of done. Let's have a little look, see exactly what happened. It could be that he's just sort of darting to the left, but yeah, but clearly does the overtaker off the circuit, and you know,
that's one line to take to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't. I think if we were talking real life and that was a steward's inquiry, I think I don't know. I think you might get a talking to in the old the steward's box there. But so Cooper alongside Van Gool. Then this is another one that's just slowly creeped up on us. Cooper up the inside. Van Gool has to defend, and he's having to go very deep into there, but he does make it stick. And it gives Cooper a brilliant run off the corner. Cooper then sweeps out to the left. But who's behind was Mikey Keys in there as well. So the AMs fighting the pros. Van Gool's got the inside, Cooper on the outside. Who's going to go later on the brakes? It is Van Gool, and he still maintains his lead as Jamie Ayres now gets onto the back of this scrap. Sorry, and Delmont's in there as well. So that could build up to be quite an interesting portion of it. As Van Gool, I don't know how he held that coming through the Craners. Cooper's up the inside then because of Van Gool's loss of momentum. But Van Gool still maintains his 8th place there. But of course, all the while he's scrapping, Nils Carstensen is scurrying off into the distance, and he's going to lose more and more time the more he battles with Cooper. So, and now Jamie Ayres is past Mikey Key, and yeah, it's proven to be quite a feisty little race out there at the moment. I don't think it's quite as dramatic as races 2 and 3, but yeah, I think night racing always brings out the best of them, Alex.
Yeah, indeed it does. I can't see these guys ever making it back to that sort of top 7 group. I mean, if you look at them on the mini map now, there's so much separation between them, and they're consistently battling out there as well. That's not great from Cooper, and I think Ayres is going to get Cooper here, tucks up into the slipstream, of course, of his teammate Peter Van Gool for the SimLab, so it will try and carry that momentum around the outside of turn 1. Can't quite do it. That's good from Cooper. Drove it in pretty hard there into turn 1 to make sure he sort of held on to that, but actually a great little cutback from Ayres, and Ayres is now going to have the inside into the old hairpin. Is he? No, he's not, because once again Cooper's super late on the brakes, very aggressive, and holds on to that one. But yeah, all the time that these guys are battling, 7.8 seconds now the top 7 have pulled away, so they are just yeah, this is definitely a battle for 8th place or at best.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to have to do quite a heroic set of few laps to get onto the back of them. Of course, we're on lap 7 already, so I think as you said, Alex, the highest they can probably expect to get is P number 8. Cooper on the inside then. He's got the inside line for the chicane on Van Gool. There they go. They're going to go late on the brakes again. Cooper moves within the braking zone though. Puts a bit of pressure on Van Gool. Van Gool really hard over the curbs. Pushes the car out nice and wide, does Cooper. Cooper's got the run though. Van Gool goes to the outside. Is he going to let his teammate through to have a go? Yes, he does. So Jamie Ayres now is on the back of Cooper, and Van Gool has lost 2 places in the space of 1 corner, Alex.
Yeah, car just sort of didn't settle down, did it, as it come off the curb, and couldn't really get that sort of momentum that he wanted. So yeah, Ayres showing good pace tonight though, so I think he not going to let Cooper go. They're battling a little bit further behind as well. That's Key and Adam Delmont. We know how quick Delmont's been. Nick McCarron just behind them as well. Gregory Vanks showing strong. This will be a podium for him again, 3rd in class right now. For AMS, as they're all Constantine are up through McLean's. And yeah, McCarron takes full advantage of that and just drives straight past Mikey Key. Yeah, good little bit of battling. What's going on at the very, very front? Looks like we've got a couple of Swift Cooper eSport cars at the front. So they're just enjoying themselves. Carl Yacolet, class leader, is also enjoying himself because he is miles ahead of any of real competition for him. So although he is actually having a fair bit of fun with Jack Ashton out there.
Yeah, he is. Jack Ashton really proved himself this evening. He's had quite a fantastic night here at Donington. I hope we do get him into the interview room afterwards, because it'd be great to chat to him about it. But Jacolet's still defending well from the Excite driver then. He's got Cherney as with a bit of company as well, as they come back up the hill. And as Ashton goes, does quite a lunge there, licks the stamp and sends it. Pushes Jacolet out wide. I think there was a bit of contact there, Alex. But Cherney goes through as well. But as you say, Jacolet really far ahead in AM at the moment. And in terms of the AM Championship, he's had a pretty good evening, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has actually. Pretty good races so far. Just having a little look at this one. A lot of Automech cars kicking around each other at the moment. And just hoping they don't trip over each other. That's Rob Graham, Max Wright and Lorne Murray there. And Max around the outside of Graham. They're going to be okay. Give each other enough room, but all very, very close racing. A bit further down the field. Need some love. Who's that from a little bit further back? It's Al Amri. Having a little look. Didn't quite get the drive off the corner he wanted, and he's got another Automech car that's going to be involved in this, and this is Mias, and we know Mias was a bit further up the field earlier, of course, involved in that earlier accident. And switch ourselves back to this little battle. This really starts from 8th place, I believe, and that is pretty that's pretty much stayed kind of as it was the last time we checked in on it, but still a great little gaggle. A lot of SimLab carbs here.
Yeah, SimLab, I've got to say, this evening they've had an all right run, but I just feel like Excite and Swift Cooper have just had that edge on them, just slightly around Donington, and the last few rounds as well. They've just, I don't know whether it's in the setup. I don't think it's their drivers. I think SimLab have obviously got some absolutely brilliant drivers. Van Gool cuts the chicane. That's going to cost him dearly, because no doubt he's going to get a slowdown out of that one, and I think he has, because look at everyone streaming through. Mikey Key goes through. Ranks is in there as well. You got Hampson. Yeah, he's backing right off. So that little move has cost Pete Van Gool dearly. Going back to SimLab, yeah, they've. I don't think it's down to the drivers. I think it might be a little bit more in the setup of the car. It just hasn't quite got there for them. But this is heating up, isn't it? And it's teammates as well. Lap number 11. Cooper has caught Summers. So I feel like this one could come down to the to a photo finish as well, Alex.
Yeah, I think so, and I think they will probably go with this final race of the evening. They'll have a little go on the final lap. Why not? They've got 3.2 second lead over Ashton, so they can afford to, have a little bit of a battle as long as they don't wallop each other. So let's have a look, see if they do. Both good lines through the final chicane. So no chance to gain anything there. There is a little battle in the background that we can see there. That's Alex Cherney and Carl Yacolet. So Carl actually being quite aggressive with Cherney there. So he doesn't need to race him, but he wants to nonetheless. It's an interesting concept. You're a racer out there, aren't you? You never want to lose a position. But yeah, sometimes you've got to look at big picture, and Carl doesn't want to give away an AM win here just for trying to hold on to what would have been a 4th place.
Yeah, I think as a racer, as an iRacer that we both are as well, Alex, as well as commentators, I think you just have this burning ambition to win all the time, don't you? And it's it can be quite upsetting seeing another car just going straight through. So I think Jacolet, final race of the night. Let's have a bit of fun. He didn't need to race Cherney. I think he has got the AM race in the bag. I don't want to commentators curse him, but from where his position is, I think he's right up there. So then again, Swift Cooper Esports across the line. Charlie Summers, a well-deserved race win. Really did a sterling job there. His teammate behind him makes it a Swift Cooper Esports 1 and 2. Cherney coming across the line now to take 4th behind Ashton, who rounds out the podium for Excite Racing. And then Carl Jacolet, what a great win in AM for him for Year 1 racing. A nice sterling drive. All the slim lad cars coming across the line now. Pete Van Gool manages to maintain and eventually come home in 14th. Everyone else coming across the line. And I've got to say, Alex, I didn't think it was as much a hectic race 4 night race as we've seen in previous races.
No, it's just the first lap, really, wasn't it? And that kind of broke it up apart a little bit, and yeah, it sort of settled down from there. But yeah, no fighting from the Swift Cooper Esport guys at all. And I have to say, more than anything, that was just because Cooper couldn't quite get to Summers in the end.
Yeah, I think it was a bit more than that, rather than just letting Summers have the win. I think give it another 2 laps, and I think they would have been right on each other's bumpers. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be very, very pleased with a 1-2.
Wonder which team's going to come out on top tonight, because I'll tell you what, there's been some really good results from both Excite and Swift Cooper Esports, so going to be very interesting who takes the honours in terms of the team championship. But phenomenal drive from Jack Ashton again. He was up something like 17 spots, I think, in this race. So yeah, what a great drive from him. So been certainly my driver of the day. Wasn't for the issues that he had in race 1. He was definitely would have won the evening, that's for sure. So if he hasn't already. Right, everybody's finished.
There we go then. Charlie Summers is your final race winner, actually. Race number 4. Behind him in second, Luke Cooper to make it a Swift Cooper Esports 1 and 2. Jack Ashton takes the final place on the podium for Excite Racing. They'll be surely happy with that. Alex Cherney comes home in 4th. Carl Jacolet is your AM race winner, holding on for Year 1 racing in 5th overall. Martin Plowman in 6th. Nils Carstensen in 7th. Jason Cooper finishes 8th. Behind him, Adam Delmont for Excite Racing. Jamie Ayres comes in 10th, Nick McCarran in 11th. Mikey Key is 2nd in AM and 12th overall for Result Clothing, and then Gregory Branks behind him in 13th to round out the AM podium. Pete Van Gool finishes 14th, Dave Hampson in 15th, Joe McDonald in 16th, Kip Stevens in 17th, Marcelo Panion not had the best of meetings for him in 18th, Steve Hefford in 19th, Ashley Beard in 20th, Max Wright in 21st, Abdelkir Al Amri in 22nd, Lorne Murray in 23rd, Dale Benson in 24th, Benjamin Mears in 25th, Adam McNally finishes 26th ahead of his teammate Brian Holmes in 27th, Stuart Dick in 28th, Andy Maxwell in 29th. Rounding out the top 30 was David Ayres. Michael Barry finishes 31st. Behind him his teammate again, Craig Jones, your own Ursum, Spinny Wheelman for us in 33rd, Rob Graham in 34th, Scott Malcolm 35th, with Ralph Cullinan finishing in 36th. And then if we look at P number 37, there we go. Alex Perkis in 37th, Anthony Ainsworth in 38th. Then your non-finishers were Josh Rayfield, Billy Rose, James McRitchie, Carl Hardy, Stephen Cooley, Michael Waltman, and once again a non-finisher, Alex Cesare Rizzo.
Oh, poor Rizzo. What a night.
Yeah, it's not been the best for him, is it? I think my commentator's curse has probably carried on into race number 4 as well.
Let's bring Mr. McNally in. First
Good
of the
evening.
interviews. He's always kicking around. Sure thing.
Good evening.
How are
How's
we
it
doing,
going?
Adam? Yeah,
fine.
good.
Well, good
So-
night for the team.
I was about to say, it did look extremely good for the team tonight. And actually, your own performance tonight, how was that? 'Cause, I mean, we've been keeping a little look this season. It's been a bit up and down. And how was it personally for you?
I missed qualifying up. My fast laps, I kept 1xing. But 12 fast, I think I had an incident I did have an incident with Jamie. I think I turned him. I think that's on me, so I'm looking for a penalty for that one. Race 2, I turned Max by mistake. Race 3 was great, 25th to 6th. I had a great race that one. And then race 4 again. By the end of that one, I had no bonnet. I don't think I had a boot. But, like I said, the team had a great result. We had 4 podiums in every race. 3 wins in the first 3. So, can't ask for much more than that, really. Excellent job by the lads.
I mean, we were saying through the comms, it really is looking like it's yourself and Swift Cooper Esports that are standing out at the moment. Now that we've got a little way into this season, SimLab
Yeah,
just
still-
trailing a little bit, but
wouldn't
you
rule
guys
them out,
seem to
though.
be. Oh no, I'm not at all. I'm
Yeah.
not. It's a long old championship.
Yeah.
Long old championship. But you two seem to be going absolutely toe to toe at the moment.
Oh, it's great. I'm loving it. It's proper good fun racing. Like with SimLab and the couple lads. I mean, there's 15 cars we know we can have good battles with. So it's just working out great for the championship. I'm absolutely loving it.
I mean, how did you find Donington? We were saying this would be a great sort of car track combo. The racing looked epic tonight. I mean, what was the thoughts from you and like sort of like the team?
Well, the team were flying. I mean, in practice we had the top 6 locked out. Where qualifying it didn't quite go to plan, but all the drivers were on pace tonight. They're more than capable of looking after themselves out on the race. It showed with the race wins. First and second race 1, first race 2, first, second race 3, and the third race 4. So, like I said, pace was there. It's a track I like. Great racing. It's just a track I'm not very fast at. I don't know why. I can just never seem to get inside that top 10. But we'll make the best of a bad situation for myself. Great situation for the team, and we'll look forward to the next week.
And talking of next week, we're at COTA, the West Circuit. So, obviously, it is shorter than the GP one. It is a little bit trickier, a little bit tighter, but still very wide open. We've got some long straights on there going into turn 1. So, what's your thoughts about that circuit? I mean, no, it's not one that people do very often.
I was going to say, I'm not a big fan of COTA in any way. Plus, I've only ever done the GP, so I'm going to have to put some laps in this week. Make sure we've got the pace ready for next Tuesday, because like we know how close it is in qualifying is just insane. And that can pretty much sum up your night. Qualifying now in this grid.
Before I let you go, any sort of final thoughts and thanks that you might want to send out?
Yeah, big shout out to you guys for doing all the broadcasting, everyone behind the scenes, to all of our drivers on a great performance tonight. Excite Energy, Motorsport Days Live, Prio Premature Baby Foundation, Racing Mentor, LuxSim24, and AR12 Gaming. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Right, thank you.
Have a good one. We'll catch you next week.
Right, I'll catch you next week.
And next up, we've got Tom with Carl Yacolet.
Hi guys.
Hello, Carl, my main man from the other night. So, a decent evening from you this evening, but how was it from your perspective?
Yeah, I've been really pleased with it. I mean, that was a third and a fifth. It's fantastic. The third race I had a lot of front end damage, so I had no top speed at all. So that was just survival. But no, it's 4 finishes and 2 good results. Well chuffed.
Yeah, so you should be, mate. A brilliant result for you in AM. We also saw you holding off a lot of the pro drivers. So was that quite daunting seeing them coming up behind, or did you just think, did the racer in you just take over and just think, oh, I'm just going to absolutely send it again?
Yeah, sometimes you got to choose your battles. You know you're not going to win overall with them, but you can have some fun. I'm going into turn 1 there. It's lovely to get the switch back and get underneath them. I think I did it twice in that race. It's I think they were probably cursing me.
Well, I'm sure they're looking at you and thinking how much of a good fight you put up, mate. Now, I think we're at COTA. Is it West Circuit, Alex, next week?
Correct.
It is.
Yeah. So how do you fare around there? Is it a track you enjoy, or?
It's a track I don't know very well. I've been throwing the old Lotus 79 round it to learn the track. Been thoroughly enjoying that. So now I know which way the track goes. I can start honing in the MX5. Because practicing the MX5 on that track on your own, it's long straights and it gets a bit dull. So that's why I got the old Formula 1 car out.
Brilliant stuff. Glad to hear it, mate. Well, before we let you go after your great evening, is anyone you want to just give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, big shout out to a friend who passed away yesterday, Jan Fox. She had a heart attack, left us all in absolute shock. It's hit us quite hard. So God bless Jan.
Sorry to hear that, mate. I hope our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family and friends and stuff. But we hope to see you next week at COTA and hope things look a bit better for you.
Yeah, I'll be here for COTA. Looking forward to that one. Then I think it's the one afterwards I'm away. So I need to get a good result again next week. And then drop those scores when I'm not here.
Brilliant stuff, Carl. Thanks very much, mate.
My pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
For sure.
And last but
Hello.
not least, as we grab him in mid-conversation once again, we've got Billy Rose. Billy, how was your night tonight?
Yeah, it was. I was just speaking with the guys in then, and we've had a good night. I think not just me, but the whole team. As you guys, I don't know whether you guys noticed, but we got another new teammate, Josh, running with
We
Northern
did.
Lights, and he got a third in AM. So and I got my win tonight. So in AM category. So yeah, as a team effort, I think, and Alex has been there as well, getting in the good points. So as a team effort, I think we've had a brilliant night. I don't think we could have asked for a better night for having all 3 of us there together.
I was about to say the team certainly stood out a lot more tonight than it has done in some of the previous weeks as well. I will quickly add that Josh's paint couldn't have been in the paint pack.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have that sorted by next week.
That's okay. That's fine. I know there's often lots of questions asked, but I definitely got the very latest one. So
Yeah, don't worry, we'll have that sorted.
and I mean, how about your personal evening? I mean, what was the results that you picked up tonight? I mean, I know the last one didn't quite go as you perhaps wanted.
Yeah, that was. I got a bit unlucky on the spun myself out going on the uphill part. But that is how it goes. That's racing, and that's the way these cars are. Once you get that rear end out, it likes to keep going round. It's hard to get it back, but no, it was a good night for me. Either way, getting the win in the third race, right to the end. Joe was on my right of my tail, so it was good little to kind of push hard. I can't remember what I got in the second race. I think, to be honest, it feels so long ago, but it really wasn't. But from what I can remember, yeah, second race, I think I had a bit of a contact with Tyler on the uphill by accident because he was off track, and then I went wide and we had a contact together. But I just tried to even although the car was pretty broken, I just tried to get it to end, and it helped in my favour because I got pole for the third race, and obviously that got me my win. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm quite happy, positive, but not just for me, but for all of us here at Northern Lights. I think we've had an absolutely cracking night, and it's crazy. I was just saying, it's crazy how much of a difference having teammates can be, especially when you're all in Discord together. You kind of bounce off of each other, and when you're on your own, like I have been for the start of the season, it's very different. I find that I don't know, I suppose happier having the teammates around and having us being able to work together and kind of keep each other, keep us pushing. It's good.
Yeah, I can see how it can make a big difference. Actually, there's nothing like
Yeah.
having a group of guys in there working together, keep an eye on what's going on
Exactly.
the circuit and things like that. It makes a
Yeah.
big difference to being able to react to incidents and things like that,
Exactly.
rather than just doing it on your own. So,
Yeah.
oh, well,
I mean,
awesome.
we were spurring Josh on.
I imagine definitely, rightly so as well. We've having some great battles out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, with that all in mind, I imagine you've got some shout outs to do that you want for the
Definitely.
team and sponsors and things like that.
Oh, all sorts. You know me. No, it's shout out for the team. Not just for the fact that they got me, Josh, and Alex there, but also shout out to the team in the sense of the two other guys, Alex and Josh. Another great night from both of them. Good points. Like I said, solid. The sponsors as well. Always, like I say, they've re-signed us for another year, or they've re-signed us for I don't know how long, but it's always good to know you've got your main sponsor there and the other sponsors we've got. I just got to thank them for everything, keeping the team going, and thanking again all you guys who always bring out the quality commentating. But yeah, that's it really. Just happy and it's been a great night. So yeah, thank you to everyone.
Awesome stuff. Thanks very much, mate. And
Thank you very much.
we'll catch you next week.
Awesome.
Right, I think that's about us done for the evening, is it, Tom?
I believe it is. Interviews are done. Another fantastic night's racing, and I hope you all enjoyed it at home as much as we did in the comms box. It was absolutely brilliant. I think one of the best rounds we've had in quite a long while since Tsukuba, I think, for me personally. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, me too as well. Worth pointing out, if you haven't already followed the iRacing Esports Network, please do. Please hit the subscribe button, the bell to get the notification when the channel is live. Of course, it's not just us on here. There's a whole host of other sim racing broadcasters that are on here as well. And if you've enjoyed what we've done tonight, well, head on over to the Apex Racing TV YouTube channel and give a sub on there, or indeed on some of our other social media platforms. So we've got Facebook and Twitter as well, both at Apex Racing TV. Tom, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. We wish Chaz good health. Hopefully he's back for the next round. But from myself and everybody at the Apex Racing TV crew, it's a good night, and we'll see you next week at Kota.